guys, it's Derek from the Olive Oil Co. You know, we've done pizza, we've done flatbread, we've done focaccia. Now we're doing some mini calzones. For the oil and vinegar products you're going to need for this recipe, guys, you will need some extra virgin olive oil just to baste on top of the calzones before they bake. And once they're done baking, it's kind of optional. You could take our Denissimo 25-year age dark balsamic and drizzle that over top. Just give those calzones a nice sweetness. For the fillings, we're using some Hoonzie products that you can find in our store. We have the basil pesto, and we also have their spicy mix. This is delicious. I've even been using this with my eggs, and it's fantastic. And this pesto, guys, is out of this world. So we're going to use these as our base for the stuffing, and we'll show you how to make everything now with the dough. So for all ingredients and amounts, please go to our website where we'll have everything from the original recipe. We are doubling things because we want to have some for lunch. Everyone loves a calzone, kind of like a homemade pizza pocket. So we have our flour here. We have 2 cups. We're also throwing in some brown sugar. I like using brown sugar in my pizza dough. So we are also throwing in 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then we're doing 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So this is a no yeast dough. We're doing 2 there. And we're just going to combine everything. Once everything is combined, we'll move on to our wet ingredients. So for our wet ingredients, we're starting with water. We have 200 mils of water in here. If you're going from cups to mils, I know this might be a little frustrating, but we want to be as accurate as possible to the recipe. So we have 200 mils of water. We are going to take, you can use regular milk or vegan milk for this. We need 100 mils in here. I'm going to get my face right down here so I can see. Right to 300. Perfect, perfect. Then I'm gonna go back to cups because we are adding 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil to this. We are using the Piqual extra virgin olive oil. And then we are going to combine. So we've made a little well in our flour mixture here. We're going to take our wet and pour that in. We're going to mix until there is no dry parts left. Alright, so we've lightly floured our surface here. I'm going to roll out our ball of dough. We're just going to knead this by hand till we get a nice soft dough to work with. Alright, I think we're at a good point with our dough. Next, you can either do this by hand or do it really easier with a trusty rolling pin. Now, we have these rolling pins at our store. They are made by Rick Ferris. He is a local retired fellow who loves to work away in his shop, and he brings us some beautiful rolling pins as well as salt and pepper mills. So let's get to rolling our dough. Okay, so as you can see, we've rolled this out to about 3 to 5 millimeters. Once we have it to this thickness, you want to get a couple pans ready to put these on, and we are actually going to take this bowl, and we're going to be using this to get our sizes out of this. This is about the size we're looking for, so you can put this off to the side for now. First thing you want to do though is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So for half of these, we're doing them with the spicy chili puree from Hoonzie. So what I'm gonna do, I've got a 1/4 cup sauce in here. I'm gonna take kind of a heaping teaspoon here. Just gonna plop that in there. It's almost like making a quick arrabbiata. So I'm just gonna mix this through everything here. It's gonna give our sauce some beautiful spice. So we've got our dough medallions here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice little dollop right in the middle of each one. You don't want too much sauce in the middle. I'm just going to do a little spread here, not too close to the edge because you want to be able to crimp these. Alright, so for our toppings, we do have some cheese here. We're actually using goat cheese that we got from Alberta Farms. You can use mozzarella, obviously, if you want to. This we like to use because some of us here can't do lactose. So I'm going to put some cheese in the middle. And we got some ham from La Bottega, our neighbors in the corner mall. So grab a few cubes of this as well. And just for good measure, put a little pinch of cheese on top. Now once that's like that, you want to take a brush, or you can take your finger with some warm water. You want to run that along the edge of your calzone, because it'll help crimp things together here. You want to be able to take this. If you need to stretch it a little bit, you can. Just take the one side, bring it over. Bring that together. You can take a small fork, just crimp the edge, just like so. So this is essentially what you want it to look like. Even if it looks a little rustic, that's okay. We like rustic in this house. So I'm just gonna lay this back down on here, gingerly. And we're going to do the rest. Once you have them folded and crimped, you want to take some extra virgin olive oil. You just want to baste the top of them. It's going to help them get nice and golden once they're baking in the oven. And you can do this on each and every one of these. Alright, so once you have your pesto mixed up in the jar, you can take a nice teaspoon there, spread it around a little bit more if you need some. Do this for each of these ones. Alright, once you have all that spread out, because there's Parmigiano Reggiano and Pecorino in the pesto already, we're not doing a whole lot of goat cheese on this. Just do a little bit right in the middle. Again, try to keep away from the edges. Now we are doing just a little bit of tomato for these, just a couple of slices, and then we'll finish with a little bit more of this ham. Let's get this in here. That looks pretty good. Now, what I've learned from doing the first batch, I'm going to take this edge and fold it in, because it's therefore going to be easier for me to crimp with a fork. I am learning. I'm still learning. So we'll take our warm water, go around the edge. Never once did I say I was a professional chef. Once you've got that, I'm just going to bring this together. Over like that. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer than the last time I did this. I like this. All right, let's go. Let's go. Take your fork. Make sure this is separated from that. Let's do our little crimping action here. So when it comes to baking these, you want to bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes. You just want to keep an eye on them. You want it so that the tops of these are going to be nice and golden brown. Kind of you could take a knife and just kind of drag it over top. You know, everyone's doing that with their cooking videos now to make things sound nice and crispy and crunchy. So we are going to put these in. Again, we basted the tops of the pesto ones as well. We are going to flip these halfway through. We're going to first set it to 15 and see how they are after that. Alright, so our timer went off. We did have a little bit of seepage, but that's okay. We kind of expected it with some of these puffed up really, really nicely. We're going to let these cool because I don't want to have to take a bite and speak the language of Burnt Mouthians with the whole so yeah, we're just going to let those cool for a bit. The smells in our kitchen right now are fantastic. As soon as we cut into this basil one, the smell of basil just hit us in the face. It was so delicious. I am really excited to try both of these. I think I'm going to try the basil one first. Now this is optional. What you can do is you can take your mini calzone and drizzle a little bit of Denissimo dark balsamic or 25-year age balsamic right on top. Give it that nice little bit of sweetness. Let's see how that is here. Oh wow. Pizza Pops, eat your heart out. This is delicious. The dough is perfectly crispy. As you can see, got a nice crispiness to that. Now I'm just going to try a bite of the spicy one. I'm not going to put Denissimo in that one because I want that spice to really come through. That perfect spicy kick. You guys are going to like these. If you like this video and this recipe, please leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. So I got to the end of editing this video and I realized there were no bloopers. So here's a cheesy joke for you. What does a pizza wear to smell good? Calzone. Yeah, that's all I got.